Hey everyone, what's up? How are you guys doing? I'm Akshay Bhaskar from Geeks for Geeks, and yet again we are here with another session about interview experience with a guest, Vipul Sharma, who is placed in Job Smart Bangalore. He is from college GLBITM Greater Noida. So it will be an interesting session which we'll have today. Uh, but before moving on to inviting the guest, I would really love to know what are you guys up to these days? Like, what's let's make it an interactive session. Let's not make it let's not make it one ways. I Because it's really important that we know your thoughts because that's what it is about, right? So please put in your thoughts in the comment section. What's up? What's going on? Is there ho- like are you preparing for any company, or is there any doubt which you can cater on later? Maybe anything, just interact. Let's interact, guys. Come on, comment section, please. Hey everyone, so 27 people are live. Okay, cool. So we figured out that during this thing that the placement session, there are many opinions which we want to take, right, as to like what other people are facing when they are going through all those things, all those sessions, because every company has a different protocol, different rounds and everything. So we thought that let's actually bring more people and let them give them an opportunity to share what they feel. Eat, sleep, code, repeat. Rahul. Okay, that's really cool, guys. That's really cool. Is it possible to change the domain, Bhanu? Okay, with later, Bhanu. Later. Anything else? Okay, should I invite the guest then? Let's move on, guys. You can put on your comments. Just interact with each other. Just make it interesting. All right. Let me invite our guest, Vipul. Sonali DS. Great. Okay. Hi, Vipul. How are you?
Hello Akshay, how are you guys? How are you Akshay?
I'm good. Thank you. And everybody is here, like people are watching and we are live now.
Yeah.
So,
Hey guys.
okay. So I gave a little bit introduction about you as to from which college you are and where you are placed. Okay. But I would like that, you tell more about yourself. Feel free to, uh,
Okay.
tell yourself about the audience. That's really important before we move on. So, okay. Let's start with the first question. Please tell us a little about yourself.
Okay. So hey guys, this is Vipul Sharma, and I belong to Delhi, that is near Noida, and which is in UP, Uttar Pradesh. And I am currently pursuing Bachelor of Technology, specializing in Computer Science and Engineering from GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management. And I am currently a final year student, means I am in fourth year right now, and I just got placed in a Bangalore-based company named Zob Smart, and
Okay.
that is pretty about me.
Okay, maybe you can tell a little about ZoftSmart itself, like what does it do, a little about that.
So basically, Zob Smart, you can say its vision is to be the best retail technology platform of the world, and basically its domain is immense experience in the field of retail and supply chain and logistics, all those
Okay,
stuff. And the technology that we are using in this company is like in backend, it's mainly work in Golang, and in front end, basically JavaScript and framework of JavaScript and all, and
okay,
mobile domain also, Android and iOS both. So
okay,
that is
great. Okay, okay, that's interesting. So, okay, tell us about your CS learning journey, like how it started and how it's going. When did you develop the interest and everything? Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Talk about the journey.
So basically, about my CSE learning journey, it was like when I was in my first year, then it was all common, There were subjects like math, physics, chemistry. So
Manufacturing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was all common, but the main thing that came in was in second year when I got introduced to the main core subjects, you can say, of CSE,
Okay,
like data structures,
okay. Mm-hmm.
DLD, digital logic design, and all those stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then slowly, in third year, we got introduced to software engineering and computer networks and OS and so I can say that was the beginning of my CSE learning journey because
Okay.
according to me, if someone belongs to CSE or IT,
Hmm.
then if you want a good job, then these subjects are must to
Okay.
get placed in a good product based company or there is any other company you can say. So these subjects are
Okay.
must.
Okay.
So
Okay. So basically, before college, you were not doing any coding or anything. So college onwards, only as you got introduced to various subjects, you
yeah, yeah.
grasped it and learned it and started doing things, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
was doing pretty. You can say small programming, not much deep programming, but you can say 2 or 3 hours in a day. So
Okay.
because we were having academics, no, so that was
Mhm.
pretty hectic that time. So
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Great. Okay. Vipul, moving on. How did you get to know about the opening, the job opening as Outsmart?
So I got to know about the opening through my college placement cell, and
Okay.
that was like a campus placement drive.
So it
So
was on campus placement.
yeah, that was on campus.
All right. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Uh, what topics did you focus on during the third and the fourth year?
Yeah, so as I told you that if someone belongs to CS, so there are, bunch of subjects like software engineering, digital logic design, computer networks, and all those stuff. So if you want to get placed in a good product-based company or anything, if there is a service-based company, then these subjects are required.
Okay.
For you are having.
But is there any, like for example, a one or two topic which is like very important? You know what I mean? So these are four, five
Yeah.
topics you
So
mentioned.
according
There
to
might
me,
be like
the,
priority, something,
yeah. So according to me, there is a topic called OSI layer in operating system. You
Okay.
can say
For
it is a
silent.
part of networking. Yeah. So
Okay.
and likewise, you can say in software engineering there is a software development cycle, software SDLC, software
Okay.
development life cycle, and
SDLC.
in different yeah. As you will go through subjects and you will get to know they are pretty interesting and also important in view of a
Okay.
group. Yeah,
And obviously, in third and fourth year, various subjects are introduced, but data structures, algos, all those
yeah,
things are like very important. Like
yeah,
they should go on like parallelly, right? If I'm not
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so shed some light on how did Geeks Geeks help you in this learning journey?
So I would say that GFG is like home for me because when I was in my academics, then I used to do GFG because there are many topics that you can't help out with by yourself, no? Then
Hmm.
you are required to take help from something. So GFG was there for me. So
Yeah,
when I was
blog,
doing
all those.
yeah. And when I was doing programming, then I used to do GFG only. And when
Okay.
I was preparing for interviews also, then also I was doing GFG. And you can say right now, yeah,
You
when
right
I
now
am
also you're
focusing
doing it.
on, when I am focusing on advanced topics, then GFG is also there. So
So that's really nice. Like
yeah,
it's really, we are really happy to invite someone who has used our website so much that it looks
yeah,
really it looks very nice.
yeah.
Okay. 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 Coming back to the thing we are talking about, the placement, right? How many rounds did you have?
So there were basically 4 rounds in my
Four rounds.
entire process of Job Smart. Yeah. So you can say the first round was easy, you can say.
Okay. Like you can
And
step by step explain each and every round. Like
okay,
take
sure.
time and explain each and every round so that it becomes more clear for our audience.
Yeah. So the first round you can say was easy in comparison to the further rounds, and only that round was different from coding, you can say. So I was having about 40 questions. Likewise, you can say there were coding snippets. You have to give the output, and There were OS questions, DBMS questions, and also aptitude questions. So that was pretty
Okay.
about it round. And after that, about you can say was 16 to 18 students get to the second round,
Okay.
and then we were having two technical interviews after that, and one HR round.
Okay.
So though both the technical interviews was very nice, and you can say was pretty informative.
Okay.
And yeah, so the first technical interview was about 1 hour 15 minutes, you can say,
Oh,
long.
that was long. That is long.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the interviewer was very friendly. Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, and he started my interview with my basic introduction, you can say. And
Okay.
then he asked me about my project that I have mentioned in my resume.
Okay.
And after that, yeah, he asked me some coding questions from GFG, and yeah, yeah. So the
Okay.
questions he asked me, you can find on GFG. I think every question was on GFG.
Okay. Every
Like,
question
like
was there. Like it was somewhere in our GFG repository, right?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
You
great.
you can find direct question on GFG, or otherwise you can slightly modification of that question on GFG.
Okay.
So I can that I already knew that thing, so that was pretty easy for me, no.
Okay.
So then I proceeded to the second technical interview, and yeah, that was also of the same type.
Okay. So
So yeah,
basically,
questions.
they asked something, the project you did, right?
Yeah,
They asked few questions on that, and obviously there might be some algorithm questions, all those things, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Both the rounds you are saying are similar in structure, but obviously the second round would be more advanced than the first
Yeah,
round.
yeah, yeah, more advanced. Like there were, he asked me some coding questions that was, uh, you can do only with using advanced techniques. Like he asked me, you can if you can design lift and all that stuff.
Lift. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was advanced, you can
But
say,
yeah,
in comparison
for
to the technical interview
okay,
one.
this question that can you design lift? Okay,
Yeah,
if I pick this, so like, is it a modification of general questions which they ask? Like, obviously,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a modification,
There are many questions present on GFG. You
like
can
this, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
Directly,
God.
you can find directly this question on GFG.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right, all right. And what about the last round, the HR round?
that was easy because the HR round mainly consists of questions like how many members in your family, and
Okay,
why do you want to join our company, and like
mm,
that stuff. So that was
this
easy.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So that
that was not really a problem. The main thing
no,
is the second and third round is the most important
yeah, yeah,
for what
yeah.
you do, right?
But HR asked me some, practical questions like condition wise, like if you are having a mate with you, and
Mm.
uh, he's not understanding some concepts and like that stuff, then what you are going to do, what are you going to handle, like you know how to deal with that situation. So basically,
Okay, okay.
he wanted to know me by my mind, that what I'm gonna do in that situation if I'm
Got
going
it,
to.
got it. That is interesting. Like, I think such you should have some preparation for such questions also, and that's the purpose of such webinars, that people get that perspective as to such things can also be asked, and they
Yeah,
can maybe later explore more and ask
yeah,
more. Maybe they
yeah,
can connect to you on your
yeah, yeah,
LinkedIn, right? From your full name. So these things can definitely help. Okay,
yeah.
great. So when are you joining?
So I already joined on 11th January
Oh, that's
2021.
amazing. How's it
Yeah.
going?
So it is going pretty good, but the initial days are
You're
really
in the
tough.
office, right? You're in the office,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So that's the Smart's office. That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that is nice. You look happy. So, okay, amazing. So, okay, tell me, what would you suggest or advise to students which are preparing for interviews in the coming placement season?
Yeah, so according to me, my advice is gonna be that basically student wants to know that whether he should focus on competitive programming or web devs
Yeah,
or academics, you know.
that comes a lot.
So
Yeah.
I would say that it totally depends on company that is coming to hiring people in your college, whether if it is a good product-based company, you know, and if it is having a good package, then your means if you are facing any company,
Hmm.
then you should have good programming skills and decent web dev and subjects, academic
Okay.
subjects. As I told you, DLD and SE, you
Hmm.
must have
Okay.
knowledge.
Okay. Okay. So, Madam, this is basic. This
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to do. And as you said that it depends on the company also as to whether we
yeah,
have to
yeah.
focus on competitive programming or this. So that how should we figure it? Like they obviously we get the idea before the
Yeah,
company.
so basically, what I've seen is in my days that if you are preparing, like there are some tiers of company. Like if there is
Hmm.
a good product based company, then it will be coming with a package of 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs, 10 lakhs
Okay.
per plus,
Okay.
and there are some good service based companies like Capgemini and Accenture and like that, TCS. So they are not gonna give you such high package, no. So
Hmm.
basically, uh, if you want to crack some good product based company, I'm only talking about them. So you should have good programming skills to
Okay.
crack that interview, and
Okay.
you should have decent web dev skills, so that you can give your best at your internship days, and then you can continue to the further process in the company. If you are not having any web devs and you are doing only competitive programming, that is not going to help you. And if you are doing only web devs and you are not doing competitive programming or basic programming, I'm talking about learning basic concepts of programming. So
Hmm.
it is also not going to help you. So
Okay.
good programming skills, decent web devs, and subject I told you,
Okay.
DLD, SE, and
Okay.
like that.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that is one important question. Do you feel that placement now is better, or was it better before face to face when it was, you know, when you
So,
met?
according to me, that no, there is no as such difference between the virtual interviews and face-to-face interviews, because if you will see them at the end, and after completing all the eligibility rounds, you can say aptitude round or programming round, uh, you have to face the interviewer directly. So
Mm.
I don't think that there is any difference that
Okay.
you are gonna face him virtually or face to face. So
Mm.
there is no such difference. So
So mainly, so you didn't find any difference for you. It
no,
was
no, no, no,
okay.
because at the end you have to face only interviewer, no, so that doesn't make any difference.
Okay. Okay. So this is interesting because that's the whole point. Like, I've, we also had more, webinars before on this, and everybody has a different opinion on this. So,
Yeah,
okay, that's fair enough. We'll leave that to people, to figure out for themselves what actually they feel. But according to you, it was the same because you thought that okay,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
everywhere, and you didn't feel like difference as well. Okay,
Yeah, like it's like you can take help from someone in eligibility rounds. Like if you are doing aptitude, then you can take help from someone, no. But
mm,
at the end, you have to face only interviewer. So
that
then you have to show your own skills, no. So
mm,
that is
got it.
completely same for the virtual and face to face. That is same for both the situations. So.
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so should one focus on competitive programming or on just learning basic concepts or both?
So I think uh, one should learn basic concepts first and then move
Okay.
on to the deeper and deeper, you can say, in the field of competitive programming, because
Okay.
competitive programming is very deep. Without knowing basic concepts, you can't do nothing, or you can't do
There's a
anything.
time limit also, right? So you have to do things fast and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So one should know that what is important for him or her, to learn, because time is a variable and we can't
Okay.
make it back now. So I
Mm.
think one should learn basic concepts and then move
Got
to
it.
the
Okay.
competitive programming or
So
deeper and
basic
deeper.
concepts is must. Like you can't
Yeah,
ignore
yeah,
it. Sure.
yeah, yeah,
But you can, up your game according to how much time you have and how much how much speed you have. You can up your game and you can move on to competitive programming as well. Is what you have. Right?
Yeah.
All right. And what about the importance of CGPA? Like how important it is when it comes to placement season?
So CGPA is only considered when when a company is coming, then it is having some cutoff, no, so that only you
Uh,
can sit after that. If you are having that limit of CGPA in your in your
mm.
degree,
So
then only you can sit in that
once the
particular.
threshold is met, like once the, for example, let's take top companies and for example, say 70%. I'm taking NSIT standards because okay, so 70%. It doesn't matter whether it's 73 or 74 or 76 when it comes to placements. Is what I want to ask.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter,
So
right?
yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter. It is, it is completely a myth that one should
Mm.
have a good CGPA to get placed in a good
Okay,
company.
so
That
if
is
you're
completely,
meeting the threshold, then it's all about how
yeah,
much
yeah,
context you know, how much coding
yeah,
skills you have, and how much you have rest
yeah,
of your
exactly,
content.
exactly, exactly. It
Awesome.
totally
Okay.
depends on your skills, what you are having with you.
Okay.
That is gonna
Okay.
help you with your placement only.
Okay. Great. Vipul, this was the last Q&A from our side, but I would really love that we'll take two, three queries from comments,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
let's talk
sure.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I would
yes.
really request the audience to put in your queries in the comment section and ask whatever you want to ask. Uh, all right, I'm seeing some questions already coming up. I'll go through and pick up one, two or three. All right, will give me a few seconds. Yeah. All right, we can take Alok's first question. So here, Alok is asking: Is knowledge of web or app development required in interview?
No, I said there is only one mantra if you want to get placed in a good company, and that is you are required to having a good programming skills and decent web dev skills and decent, academics.
So
So that is
app dev is not like particularly
no,
app
no, no,
development is
no,
not
no.
required. Is what you're saying? Okay. And okay, and web development, decent skills you need, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It means if you are doing a project in web dev, then it is completely enough from the view of an interview. So.
All right, all right. I hope Alok, it answers your query. Let's pick up few more.
And if you are having some more time, then you can do much better in web dev also. But good programming skills and decent web dev
O-
skills are required.
Okay, okay. Let's pick up Mehul's query as well. Like, how much competitive programming does it require? That would yeah, you said that you can jump onto competitive programming eventually, but let's dig in a bit more into this. Like, how much exactly? What
Yeah.
extent is required?
So I would say that there are two type of programming. So one is general programming, and the second one is competitive programming. So competitive programming, you can say, is a very vast thing. You can't do in a day, and you can't do in a year, and you can't do in your whole life, I would say. So
Mm-hmm.
to crack a good product-based company, I would say that if you are doing a number of questions only to crack that company, then you can make it easily. But if you want to do competitive programming, then it comes to a different level. Competitive programming is, one can't define in a single word, because it will give you opportunities to face like big brands out there, and like there are many brands out there, no, Google, Microsoft, they will
So, but
require
were
good
you,
business.
were you asked questions about competitive programming? Like, were you literally questions? Like
No,
instead of
not competitive programming. There were general programming questions like if
okay,
there is a DFS in graphs. So that is not competitive programming. But
okay,
when you are going to solve a particular problem in competitive programming, then you should have knowledge of that particular theorem, or you can say that concept of
so
graph.
big
So
companies which we have just mentioned, like Google,
yeah,
Microsoft, all these companies, right? So they can ask CP to some extent.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Big brands out there will measure you in both, like
Mm.
competitive programming and web dev also. Like if you have seen and there is a company Commvault, so it will require both the things from you.
Those things. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. Let's pick up last query. Uh, mm, how much? Okay, let's talk about a bit in session. How much hour a day is required for cracking an interview? Like, it's really
So
subjective. I know it's really subjective. Some people,
yeah,
I had a friend in my college who used to just code for 2 hours a day and used to, crack everything. And there were
so
people who used to code for 6 hours. They couldn't
exactly,
do anything. But
exactly.
just an average idea.
So it just totally depends on me. Like if I am having a book in my hand and I am not reading it, so what is the use of it? No.
Yeah.
If I am having
Okay,
that
let's
book
talk about
in my
effective hours. Let's talk about
yeah,
effective
yeah.
hours. Let's talk about effective
So
hours.
it depends on the company or what goals you are having in your life. Like if there are if you want to crack a good company, then you are required to do at least 6 hours coding in a day. Coding
Effective.
nine,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
On an average,
Okay. Got it.
over a time span, I would say only then you will make it. You can make it.
Okay, so 6 hours effective. You gave I think you gave more than six, right? Or you gave six.
Yeah,
You gave more than
yeah, yeah. I've given about a day.
a day in a
Yeah,
day. Okay, so that's okay. I got the point. Cool, man. So, Vipul, like that's it for today, like for this session. And I really hope that some insight our audience got, and they'll use this insight to explore more. And I would suggest them to connect to you if they want to ask specifically something about Soft Smart or something which we talked about in these questions, and they want to ask more.
yeah,
Guys, feel free to everyone. Please feel free to connect with Vipul Sharma on LinkedIn,
yeah, yeah. Sure, sure,
and
sure.
I'll talk to them for a few minutes. I think I'll bid you goodbye then. Please take care,
Okay.
and thank you so much for taking your time for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Same to you, Akshay.
Bye, Vipul. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
All right, guys. I hope this session helped you guys. Let me remove this banner. Give me a minute. Cool. All right. So, moving on, let me tell you a bit about this course. It's a Geeks Classes live session. So the next batch, as you can see, it will start on 6th of February, 2021. So just check out this course, guys. Geeks Classes live session. They're a doubt solving assistant, limited, and it's a limited batch, like 30 candidates. You'll get a certificate, 6 months access, complimentary access to course content or DSA course as well, which is, by the way, worth INR 5,999. So I would really suggest you to check it out. It's at a really great price. This is about it. And all right, so I hope it helped you. All right. Hey, Tushar, come on, man. I just read a comment. I would like to talk about that. See, 6 hours. Okay, it's an average 6 hours. Tushar, you can also get it done in less if you can, increase your speed. It's just an opinion and it's just an average. Don't take these things and take pressure. Otherwise, it won't be effective at all, right? So just relax, give your best. It's not that ki 6 hours chahiye hi honge to hi hoga. You know what I mean? But it's just an average. He's just giving his opinion, his experience, because that's the idea, right? If we do such sessions and you'll know more opinions in a click. You have many opinions of different people at different companies. So that's really important. Then you figure out for yourself what's working best for you. The vision which Vipul had might be different than the vision which you have, right? So don't compare as it is, and demotivate yourself. So that's not the approach. So cheer up, man, cheer up. And I hope things are going pretty well at your end. I wish you all the best, and we'll be having more frequency of webinars from now, and we'll try to change a bit of make it more interesting, and all those things are coming up. Definitely we'll do something with it. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and do follow us on social media. It's really important. When you engage with our content, it gives us motivation to produce more and optimize more and be more creative. So thank you so much for that, for your support, and stay tuned to Geeks for Geeks. Keep learning, keep growing. Thank you. uh Akshay Bhaskar, I'm signing off. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Take care.